and welcome back to my channel. Just want to apologise, my next door neighbours are playing really loud music. Thank God it's bashment because I'm in a very, dancey mood. Ignore, sorry, I look like such a house girl today. No makeup on my face, I'm really shy and nervous because it's like the first time that I'll be, I guess, showing myself with no makeup on YouTube. And basically I'm going to do a chitty chatty. Wow. I'm going to do a chatty get ready with me. I'm going to be talking about my time in publishing, how I got into publishing, and everything basically publishing. This is a highly requested and therefore highly anticipated video. So I just thought that I'd collab it with a get ready with me because I am going out and I thought that, you guys might want to see the process of how I go from looking like this, which I call this the monster underneath the bed, to looking like this. And this is the babe whose bills you want to pay. This is the babe who looks like she's got her shit together. This is the babe with 20,000 boyfriends that monzo her all the money. So yeah, guys, let's get into this video. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Swizzer, follow me on Goodreads, and yeah, just connect with me. I post about books, I post looks, I do everything. So yeah, let's get into this video. I did my brows off camera because that's just not going to be a thing right now. And now I'm just going to go straight in with my eyeshadow and stuff like that. But I think I might just keep my hair up. I'm looking very jacked up at the moment. Like, my dark circles are crying out. I've not been sleeping. Like, oh, guys, it's been really stressful at work. But yeah, so I'm going to try and multitask and try and speak as much as possible when I'm doing my makeup. Like, it doesn't take me long to do my makeup. Tell a lie. It doesn't take me long to do my eye makeup, so we'll go in with that first, yeah? Okay, so publishing, guys. Publishing. You guys have been asking me. It's like every video I post, you're just like, okay, but where's this video on the publishing industry? And I'm like, can you guys wait? Like, I'm coming. I work a 9 to 5. I'm coming. I want to put out book reviews for you guys. I want to do this. I want to do that. And obviously it's difficult because, like, sis can only actually put out one video a week simply because, what is it? One second, let me move this. Simply because, like, I obviously have a full-time 9 to 5 and I can't, and I own my own imprint that we're working on 2 big titles and there's just a lot going on. So I literally can't make more than one video for now. So I've wanted to put this out for a while and just tell you guys about my publishing experience and what I do and everything like that. So what I told you before in my Get to Know Me video, when I started reading when I was around 14. And ever since I started reading, guys, I knew that I wanted to work with books. When I was a bit younger, I didn't know that there was actually a publishing industry. I just thought that, like, I knew that there was publishing, but I didn't know there were different departments. I literally just thought that publishing was editorial and editing and, you could only be an editor. So when I was younger and when I first started reading, I wanted to be a writer and then I wanted to be an editor. And then after a while, like, I used to have my own blog called Black Femininity. Is it called Black Femininity? Black Femininity? Something along that line. I used to have my own blog, guys. I used to write poems. I used to write posts about anxiety, about life. I was so young. I was like 15, 16 writing these posts. I'm going to see if I can find that blog for you guys. But yeah. So I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be an editor. And then I obviously studied English for GCSE, as you do, English literature and English language. And then I went on to sixth form to study English literature. I studied English literature, studied psychology, law, and history. I dropped history and I went forward with law, psychology, and law psychology and English literature, and then I went off to Kent because I didn't want to stay in Birmingham, which is where I am from I'm from Jamaica originally. Like I moved to Jamaica. I moved to the UK when I was 3, but I've lived in Birmingham ever since. But I didn't want to stay in Birmingham because I just felt like it was a bit claustrophobic because of my entire family's here. So I decided to move to London. Not London, I decided to go to Kent University, and I went to Kent University to study English and American literature and creative writing. I hated creative writing because I just don't understand how you can study creativity according to a spec. So when I was at university, that's when I learned more about publishing, and that's when I started to really like engage with the industry, and I learned that there were all these different departments. And when I learned that there were all these different departments, guys, I just didn't know what I wanted to do, because I had said that I didn't want to be an editor. I'd said that like I wanted to put my dreams of being a writer on the back burner because, you know, I just didn't have anything to write. And I was always jumping from story. Like I could write something and then I would jump from a story to another story. I just have all these different ideas, but I couldn't like sit down and write them. So yeah, like when I was at uni, I learned more about the industry. I went to loads of publishing events, free publishing events that I found on Eventbrite. So I was always in London because, you know, in the UK, publishing is very London-centric. So I was always in London at these events, networking with people, like just going to conferences and doing all these things. And like some of them were free, some of them that were hosted by like London Book Fair, you had to pay. And like they were really pricey. Like there were times like literally, guys, I'd pay like £300 out of my small summer holiday job wage just for an event, like a 2-hour event. And that's the problem with publishing, is that it's just not accessible enough for people who don't come from trust fund homes. So yeah, I was at university and I was thinking about what I wanted to do in publishing, how I wanted to get into publishing. And obviously I started to realize when I got to university that, I don't really read a lot of Black books by Black authors. I realized that when I was at university, like, Hena, you love these white narratives. Like, listen, my favorite book of all time, tied with Native Son by Richard Wright, is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And that's a classic. And I love that book. Like, I Am Catherine, like with the long flowy hair and the eyes, you know what I mean? And the pale skin. I love that book. Like, I am that character. So, sorry guys, like my brushes aren't great, so this one is just taking ages for me to like, I want to blend it out so it looks pretty. So yeah, like it just took me forever. What am I talking about? Wait there. So yeah, I went to loads of events. So I realized that I was reading a lot of white narratives, and I started to panic. I was just like, I am Black, I am Caribbean, I am Jamaican, and I'm a patriot. Like, I am Jamaican, guys. Let me tell you something. I am Jamaican, guys. I am Jamaican. I am Jamaican. Me, Jamaica. Jamaican me. I am Jamaican. I come from Clarendon, Rocky Point. Like I was born Lionel Town Hospital. You know how the thing's there. So I was just saying, like, how have I gone my entire reading experience without actually reading a lot of books by Black authors or even authors of colour? So I started to panic, and I obviously did my research, and I spoke to a lot of people who were at these events, and I learned that the industry was just very whitewashed, both in its authors and the people that publish the books and the people that write, the people that allow people to write. Like, it's very white. So a lot of people used to try and discourage me and basically be like, you know, like, publishing is really hard to get into. You sure you want to go into this industry? Blah, 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 blah. But I was really like determined. I was like, yeah, I want to go into this industry. And even if they don't give me a position, even if I don't get a position, like, I'm going to make sure that I'm doing things to do with books. So that is when I remember, like, I'm Christian, innit? So I'm a Christian, and I remember I was stressing because I was like, you know, it's coming to the end of my university time, like all my time at university. I don't have a job. Like, I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to approach companies. Like, I want to apply for jobs in publishing, X, Y, and Z, but I don't feel like I have the qualifications. And I just remember, like, stressing, like, am I ever going to get a job? Like, the way that people have spoken to me about publishing makes it seem like I'm just never going to get a job in that industry. So I was, like, stressing out, guys, like, stressing. And I remember I prayed about it. And then God was just like, you need to be the change that you want to see. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to start a publishing company. And I did. And guys, like, as much as like my publishing company has grown and I love it, it's literally my baby, it's still growing. I know that in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, in the next 20 years, it's going to be the best thing. You know, it's going to be big. People are going to be running to me saying, BHP, can we do, all this thing, yeah? They're going to be running to me. But when I first started it, Lord, it was the gutter of the ghetto. So I started my own publishing company and I started basically publishing books under my own name, so that I could basically gain the experience in publishing. And I did that, but I also continued attending attending events, and I met a lot of people in publishing, so I had like a lot of connections, and like I just knew a lot of people. So after a while, so I graduated university and I had to kind of slow down on BHP because I had no money, I had no job after graduating university. And I was a student, I was broke, and I had no talents. I had no talents. I couldn't do makeup, so I couldn't do hair. I had no talents. So all I could do was like sit around, apply for jobs here and there. But I didn't, and I worked here and there, but I didn't have like a full-time salary paid job. So I had to slow down on BHP, which I was really upset about because we had published our first children's book, children's illustration book, just after I'd graduated. So I was just like really upset because I was like, oh, like I feel like I'm moving slow, X, Y, and Z. But anyways, we slowed down. I still went to a lot of events. I had gotten a mentor somehow. His name, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I got a mentor who worked in publishing for all these years and he loved me. And still we have like a fantastic like relationship. Like he's now my coach and he basically snatches my life and says, Hena, no, or Hena, yes, or Hena, go there, do this person, holler that, but I'll put you in touch. He's the best thing. So, so I had a mentor, but guys, it literally took me 8 months of applying before I got a job. I used to apply to everything. I obviously I had my own publishing company and I didn't know what part of publishing I wanted to go into still, but I just thought, you know what, I'll just apply for editorial. So I was just applying for editorial jobs and I was always getting rejected. Like I was so discouraged. My dad kept telling me that I should become a teacher. I was getting mad at him because I was thinking like, why would you want me to become a teacher? And like, when you know I'm just not interested. He's like, well, you studied English, you should become a teacher. I was like, no. And, you know, he used to come home and says, you know, I went to pick up the kids from X, Y, and Z. I saw a really like cute black girl and, you know, she got into her little mini. Obviously, sis didn't have money to buy a car. So I used to be thinking like, I understand that you're trying to make it, you know, you're trying to convince me to drop this publishing thing. But telling me that you've seen a babe driving a car, knowing that I don't even have a license, like, please stop that today because I don't want to hear it. So yeah, like 8 months, guys. I prayed. I prayed about this job. I applied like crazy. I joined different sort of groups. I did like mentor. I was a mentee, and like they all gave me advice when it came to my application. And then I applied for some graduate schemes. It's like I graduated in 2017, and then I applied for some graduate schemes in 2018, and I applied for one at Hachette, which is obviously a big publisher, and I applied to another at HarperCollins, which is also a big publisher. I got an interview for both. I flopped my interview at HarperCollins. When I left that interview, guys, I just knew that I didn't get the job. So I wasn't really offended when they said, sis, no second interview for you. It was a terrible interview. I remember one of the questions was like, oh, you know, if you could have a dinner party and invite 3 people, who would you invite? And who did I say? I said I was going to invite Richard Wright, because he's my favourite author. Popcorn, at the time, he was my favourite Jamaican artist. And Jesus. I remember the man saying, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, so this is a dud. And I was, okay. But then he asked me, you know, why would you invite Jesus? Like, what would you ask him? And I was like, I would ask him whether I'm going to make it to heaven. And yeah, we just didn't vibe. I think he was thinking this girl's weird. So I didn't get that second interview. And then for my interview at Hachette, I killed it, guys. I killed it. Like, I killed it so much that they literally gave me like a little package, basically. So the graduate traineeship is basically, it was split into two originally. So you get to work in editorial, and then you get to work in a second part, which is wherever they put you. But because I literally showed them that I was so knowledgeable because of my own publishing company, because of all the research I had done, they put me in 4 different departments. They put me in editorial, special sales, audio, and rights. So I was a graduate. And I should mention that my graduate scheme was BAME, or Black, Asian, minority ethnic specific. So if you were white, you couldn't get onto this graduate scheme. It is there to basically diversify the industry and to basically, I guess, recruit the top Black, Asian, minority ethnic talent. Why they need to do that is their own business, because we all know that publishing is white. So yeah, guys. Oh, I think I like this. Should I darken this a bit? I don't know. Guys, I can't see what I'm doing. So I think I want to darken it, but I'm scared. I'm going to try and darken it at the sides, guys. So yeah, I got onto this graduate scheme. I'm obviously from Birmingham, so all the publishing jobs are in London. So I had to move from Birmingham to London. And I had like, how many, like I had like 4 weeks to move, 4 weeks to find a place, and I had 4 weeks to move in. And obviously I had been working that summer, but I still didn't have money like that, you know what I mean? So I was a bit worried, like, where am I going to find all this money to like move, like put a deposit down, like all this kind of stuff. I was stressing, but God came through as he always does. And I was given my own flat by the Book Trade charity, which is a charity that basically helps support people who want to work in the book industry. I'm currently an ambassador for them because I absolutely love the Book Trade charity. They have been so kind to me, but they help people who want to work in the book industry from outside of London find affordable, good accommodation. So usually it's like you'll have your own flat, or you'll be sharing with other people who also work in publishing, or who are book retailers, or who are agents, whatever. You'll be like with them. So yeah, like I moved to London like 4 weeks after I found out that I had a job in publishing, and I was so excited, guys. Yeah, so excited. I really like this. I don't know if you guys can see the art that I'm creating, but please take it in. Sis is about to be a snack-a-dack. So yeah, moved to London, guys. I moved to London September 2018. In 2018, I moved to London. September 2018, I moved to London. Wow, I repeat myself a lot. So yeah, I moved to London, moved in by myself, and yeah, so I had my own flat. So I went from living with like my sister to living by myself. It was, 1 second. Hi, Cheryl, can you turn the music down, please? Hello?
Okay.
Thanks. So yeah, So I moved to London. I went from living with my sister to living by myself. My sister, my nephew, and her boyfriend to living by myself. I want you guys to know that no one believed in me. My sister and my dad had a bet to say that I'd come back within a couple months, and I didn't. I did not come back in a couple months. I'm putting on my foundation now. So yeah. So I moved to London, guys. That's when I was in London, and obviously, I was a graduate at that time. Ooh, sorry. This is really therapeutic to me. Okay, I need to be ready by 7. I think that's a good time. So yeah, like what am I saying? God, sorry guys, I'm so terrible at multitasking. So I moved to London and I started my graduate scheme, and my first placement was in special sales. And special sales is basically like, it's a selling role, obviously sales, but it's like innovative ways of selling books. Like, so instead of like through the normal channels, which will be like, book retailers like Waterstones and Foyles or independent bookshops. It's like selling books to a company for like a Christmas party. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So it's like selling books to, let's say an example is when they sold, the company that I was working for at the time, they sold so many books. They sold so many copies of this particular book about eyesight. It's called Farsighted. I can't remember. No, it's not even about eyesight. It's a business book, but it's called Farsighted or something like that, or one of those. It's some name like that. I'll find it. And they sold it to Specsavers, and they did like a massive deal. So it's like really like weird, untraditional ways of selling books. So it's not your usual, we're selling this to Waterstones or anything like that. It's a really weird way of selling. That's a weird methods of selling books, like selling books to jewelry companies and things that kind of relate to the company. But yeah, that was special sales. So I worked there for 4 months, and it was really difficult because I joined that department in the middle of a restructure. So it was like difficult to kind of catch on. It's a very weird department, and I liked it, but I just knew that I didn't want to be in special sales. And then after that 3 months, I got moved to editorial, and I worked for a children's and YA imprint. I worked for middle print and YA imprint. So middle print, I worked for a middle grade and YA imprint. So that's why I love children's books. I love children's books anyways, but that definitely like confirmed my love for children's books. See guys, the dark circles are going away. Like, I have to say guys, I haven't been sleeping. Work has been stressing your good sis out. Your good sis is stressed. So yeah, like I worked and I was in editorial for 3 months, and I really liked editorial, guys, but I feel like by the time I had joined publishing, and I had obviously done a lot of editorial for my own company because I had to edit. Obviously, I didn't have money at the time to like pay an editor and like do all this stuff and to basically pay people to do it. So I had to like edit myself, and I kind of decided within myself that editorial was not for me. So I was in editorial, but I knew that I didn't want to work in editorial, and I was becoming a bit scared because I was just like, I'm on my second department, and I didn't like special sales. I wouldn't work in special sales, and I'm not sure I wouldn't work in editorial, and I'm not sure if I'm going to like rights or audio. So, what happened? So when I was in editorial, my manager at the time basically wanted me to work reception at London Book Fair. And basically London Book Fair is a rights fair where foreign publishers and everyone around the globe who work in publishing basically comes together, and they try to sell books to one another. That's just it. They actually just try to sell books to one another. And they have London Book Fair, they have Frankfurt, they have Bologna, and then they've got like smaller book fairs. So Frankfurt's in Germany, Bologna is obviously in Italy, and they're at different times of the year. So I worked reception for my company at London Book Fair in 2019. And I fell in love with rights, guys. I fell in love with rights. That's when I was like, oh my God, like rights is such an interesting area. And obviously I was still in editorial, and I was due to go and work in rights, but I was still in editorial. So I had to sort of firm it and just be like, okay, like get all I can from editorial. Like, and editorial is like, one thing I have to say to people who want to go into like, come into publishing and go into editorial especially, is that these roles are extremely admin heavy when you're just starting out. So editorial for me was like reading a lot of manuscripts. If you love to read, then that's for you. You had to read like a lot of manuscripts. You had to like write reports on them and like feedback to the editor, like what you thought, whether they should buy it, like what other titles does it compare to, like stuff like that. And I dug it, but it gets to a point where nothing great's being submitted and you're just reading shit. Sorry guys, you're just reading shit. I read so many manuscripts that I was just like, no, like, not saying you shouldn't be a writer, but you might want to take a course or two, you know what I mean? Or like learn how to write or read more, because the best writers are readers, isn't it? So yeah, I just knew that it just wasn't for me. But if you want to go into editorial, it's obviously the most glamorized part of publishing. Good luck to you, innit? Good luck to you and your people there. Editorial is interesting. It's not for me, but I understand the hype. Like, it's interesting when you get up there and you're like an editor, and you're a commissioning editor, shall I say. Like, that's when you start like buying books, and you get to work on them, and you get to have like creative freedom. But just starting out, you're doing a lot of admin, like really like boring stuff, really. So that's one thing I have to say to you guys. For all you guys wanting to go into admin, I'm going to what's it called? Go into editorial. So yeah, I spent 3 months there. I finished my time in editorial. Thank God. It was a fantastic time. I had great fun. I got to even read a book, one of my favorite middle grade books now. And I got to read it when it was in like the editorial stage. Like, it was just being like bought and acquired, and it was being edited, and I absolutely loved it. So, and that's called Tiger Heart. I love Tiger Heart. Maybe I'll put up a cover, but it's one of my favorite middle grade books. I'm probably going to actually do that. Okay, let me not get distracted. So yeah, like, I moved on from editorial to time to highlight baby. Sorry, I got really excited, but I like putting on like concealer. I moved editorial, focus. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Da 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 da. So yeah, I moved from editorial to rights and audio, which was my split. They split that down the middle. So I was doing half a week doing rights, half a week doing editorial. No, half a week doing rights, half a week doing audio. Now let me tell you something. I'm gonna have to be honest with you guys. For you guys to like, for people who like, you know, not rights. Audio is a department that you have to really be passionate about. You have to be passionate about audio to work in audio, because I absolutely hated working in audio. Absolutely hated it. No one could tell me anything. I was miserable working in audio. I was miserable, and that's just how it is. And yeah, it was like the worst time of the week with those 2.5 days when I was working in audio. I hated it. So as I said, like, when I worked at London Book Fair, or I got to work for London Book Fair, that's when I fell in love with rights. So I was a rights graduate trainee for 3 months, and I just knew that this was the department I wanted to work in publishing. And guys, I'll tell you something. I did a lot. Like, I learned a lot. And I feel like with all entry-level jobs or all first-time jobs is that you do more than what you should be doing. And that's always the case, I think. You do more. And at times, you kind of feel overqualified. But hey, I learned a lot when I was working in rights. I learned a lot about rights. And basically, so rights. What is rights? So rights is basically like, is it difficult to explain? Sorry guys, I couldn't focus, so I just thought that it would be best. Let me just conceal and then put like my powder on. So rights is basically, so I'm going to try and explain it as I can explain it. So when you buy a book from an agent that an author has written, you basically get to negotiate the rights. And the rights are usually like, you can have world rights, or you can have world English, or you can have this, you can have that. So there are different rights when it comes to a book. So there are film rights, there are audio rights, there are like, there are serial rights. Like, there are all these different type of rights. Like, on a good day, you'll buy a book, a publishing company will buy a book, or an editor will buy a book, and they'll get all the rights. Which means that you have the power to sell this book in any other language, and you have the power to sell this book to a production company to make a film. You have the right to sell all the components of this book, basically, all the small bits of this book. If you don't get world rights, then you can have like world English, which means that you can basically sell this book in English or any way you want. So that's what rights is basically. That's what rights tomorrow. Yo, let me, guys, what's wrong with me? Why am I stuttering like that? So that's what a rights department does. It's basically like a sales department, but we sell the rights of a book to foreign territories mainly. So let's say if we have a book that we acquired, we're publishing it in the UK, the company is publishing it in the UK, we'll basically sell it to a French publisher, a Spanish publisher, a this publisher. And rights is very vast, so you can end up selling this book to absolutely every language in the world, which is another form of profitability. But I really liked rights because I love the travel aspect of it and the potential. So, you know, you go to different book fairs, like my director at the moment, she gets to go to the US all the time, and my line manager, she gets to go to China and Russia and do all these cool things basically and visit their foreign publishers. So that's why I love the sound of rights. I was like, I really like the international sound of rights. Like, I want to travel, I want to have fun, basically. So I need to contour my nose. Let me contour my nose. I can't do this whilst I'm chatting to you guys. I'm sorry, guys. So yeah. Like that's what really drew me to let me retie this, to the rights department. And plus, like, obviously, I'm here. I'm a Black person in publishing. Publishing is a very white industry, guys. Very white. So, like, I always said that, you know, there's already a lack of representative literature in the UK in the English language. One thing I would love to do is to sort of make sure that more Black authors or more authors of ethnic minority are sold into multiple territories so that the narrative is widespread. So yeah, that's been a goal for a long time. So at the moment, I'm an assistant. I finished my grad scheme when did I finish? I finished this time last year, basically, yeah. Well, no, I finished in September. I finished my grad scheme like this time last year. And then I got a job within my company as a rights assistant, where I now obviously support the rights department. And what I do is basically I sell production material. So production material is basically like, how can I explain production material? So production material is like book covers, book interiors, photos, like stuff like that. So I sell all of that to foreign publishers when they buy the rights to publish the book in their language. And usually they'd want to like copy our cover and basically like adapt it. And then just like change the language and everything like that. So that's what I do. And then I do like a lot of admin stuff. So that's my life, guys. Like, it might sound boring, but I'd rather be in rights than any other department in publishing. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I've got friends who work in different departments and they love it. But I feel like everyone just has their thing. And at the moment, like, it's been a year now that I've been an assistant. Well, coming up to a year that I've been an assistant. So I'm getting a bit restless because I'm just like, I want to go up. I want to start selling properly and everything like that. But obviously, because of the coronavirus, it's a bit mad and everything's a bit up in the air. But we'll see what happens, really. So yeah, we're just kind of contouring, guys. Sorry, I'm just getting ready and just like chatting. So we're just contouring. But we'll see what happens. Sorry, guys, because my face is a bit round. Let it go, let it go, let it go. So, yeah, like, what else do you want to know? Like, at the moment, right? So I feel like the thing is, the perks of working in publishing is you don't really buy books. And the great thing about publishing and rights especially, like, we do like a lot of different events, like we do all these cool things. But publishing, whilst it's like this massive industry, like everyone kind of knows everyone. So I only actually started buying books like that when I started Booktube. And I was so shocked at the cost of books. I was like, oh my God, like books are what, £12, £15? Because publishing had just sort of had me in a bubble. Like, I didn't pay for books. So I was really shocked when I started buying books. I was like, damn, these are expensive, but a good investment nonetheless, a good investment. So that's a perk. Publishing is a white industry, and I wanted to say that now because I've experienced some like weird comments from people, and like they're very old fashioned and they're currently trying to work on it. I don't know if we're getting anywhere, but they're currently trying to work on it. So you have to have tough skin if you want to get into publishing, if you want to stay in publishing as well, because the amount of times that people that I know who are like Black, brown, Asian, or of ethnic minority who have cried saying, I'm leaving this industry because I just don't feel like I'm progressing. It is definitely very difficult for people of colour to progress in publishing because it's such a white industry. And a lot of people, publishing people are ignorant. And they are very middle class, and they come from a certain background, white, middle class, bank of mom and dad, trust fund baby sort of situation. So you have to have thick skin as a person of color in publishing, or you're just going to end up hating the industry, or you're going to end up just leaving it and like not seeing it as fun anymore and just wanting to be out basically. Which I've had my moments. People that I know have had their moments, but we're still here fighting the good fight because we want to see more literature published that's representative, or that represents us and where we come from. So we're trying, guys. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's hard, but we're trying. But guys, put my lashes on. I'm trying to set around my mouth because there has a tendency to what do they call it? What's the makeup term for it? Split. And I'm just not about that life. I'm just not trying to have my mouth split. No way. So, one thing I want to say is that my bag that I'm meant to be wearing tonight with my outfit has not arrived. It's supposed to be delivered by Hermes. And obviously it's delayed. And I really hate that delivery or courier service. Like, I hate them so much. And I'm trying not to cry because sis could cry. So, yeah. I'm going to have to find a different bag to wear. And I don't have one, but we'll see what's that. Okay, we're going to put some blush on. I don't know how you beauty influencers do it, you know. Like, I'm hella bored. I'm hella bored. Pass me a book, let me review it, because this is boring to me. This is actually boring. Like, I like putting on makeup. See, I like looking nice, but doing it for the camera, nah. Hell no. So we're just going to put some blush on. So yeah, guys, like, I would say that one of the biggest perks of working in publishing is the books that you get, the free books that you get. Whether that's from the company you work for or from another company, like, everyone's like well connected, especially in London. So yeah, like, I love the free books that I get. We're always drinking prosecco. That's one thing. Like, I can come in at like 9:30, like when the office was open, obviously coronavirus. When the office was open, I could come in at 9:30. And we'd be gathering at 11 to drink prosecco for any small announcement. Let's gather, and you'll just see prosecco glasses, and it's just, yeah. And I would have to say that publishing is extremely bougie. So a lot of people think, I'm gonna say this. A lot of people actually think that I'm bougie, but I'm gonna have to correct you. I'm not bougie. I'm just publishing. That's just it. I am not bougie. I am just publishing. And that's just it, girl. Like, I did not know bougie until I started working in publishing. Like, these lot are like, they're white bougie. So they're like, I don't even know how to explain it. They're just white bougie. Like, yeah, white bougie. Oh yeah, so that's a new thing. Not bougie, just publishing, because the industry has definitely ruined me. I cannot live a normal life in this life. Like, I cannot live a normal life whilst I walk this earth, because publishing has shown me lifestyle that I want to keep up. I want to be wealthy. Don't know how, but I want to be wealthy. So yeah, so I feel like that's a perk, is that when you work for a big company especially, like, it is really, really fun. Right, it is really, really funny. You get all these, like, get free books, you get free prosecco, the pay shit when you're first starting out. I'm going to put that out there for all those who think that you're going to be walking in and getting like a 50k salary. The pay shit when you first start out, and you have to go all the way to the top to get the top salaries. So yeah, what else? And I think the downside, like the thing that I struggle with the most is my progression as a person of color in the industry is not as fast as, let's say, someone who is white. And it's not always the case, but from what I've seen, it's been the case. Like, I have similar stories. I get similar stories from people who have been in the industry long before me. And they're just like, yeah, like to progress as a black person, especially in publishing, is really, really long. Sometimes you just feel really stagnant. And one thing I have to say when it comes to publishing, or any career even, is that if you're expecting to move like this, you're going to be an assistant forever. You have to jump, baby. You have to jump, no loyalties. I used to have jump ship syndrome. Which meant like I felt really bad when it came to like applying for jobs and like leaving people. But now it's just like, sis, are you trying to raise my salary? Are you giving me a promotion? Are you raising my pay? No? I'll catch you the fuck later. Sorry, I should be swearing, but I'll catch you later. Like, unless you are giving me the money, unless you are giving me the title, then you shouldn't feel like I'm actually dedicated to you. I'm not. I'll leave to the highest bidder. And that's what you need to do in publishing. You just need to get up and go. Yeah, guys, what are you thinking of the look so far? Yeah. So, yeah. Change my attention. Say you change my affection. I don't think you know. Da. So the thing is, it's really difficult. Like this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to update you guys on my career and things in publishing and X, Y, and Z as I go along. But like once the office opens and I'm comfortable to go in like once or twice a week, which I will because I'm getting a bit like frustrated at home, is that I'm going to take my camera with me or take a camera with me and video and basically show you guys a publishing house. Like, great thing about the publishing house I work for is a fantastic building, one, and there's like a library bit downstairs, like loads of libraries, like built-in bookshelves. So I can't wait to show you guys these sort of things because I know that a lot of people are interested in getting into publishing, and my email's always there for you guys to contact me. Like, if I don't know myself, I'll try to put you in contact with someone who may be able to help. And but yeah, guys, like publishing is a really good industry to me anyways, but it falls short in many ways. I feel like you have to be patient. You have to understand that your progression is going to be different to others, especially in different departments. Editorial is extremely competitive. So if you've been applying for jobs in editorial and you haven't been lucky, it's because that part, like everyone wants to work in editorial because a lot of people don't know about a lot of different departments within a publishing house. So, yeah. So, I'm telling you, like, it took me a long time to get my first graduate, and it was a graduate job in publishing. So I don't want anyone to be discouraged because it is like this. Like, it's very unlikely that the first job you're going to apply for, you're going to get it. So yeah, like, I think that's what I have to say about publishing. My eyelashes are being terribly disrespectful right now. But yeah. I don't know when I'll be uploading another video about my time in publishing, but I think it might be another get ready with me. Like, I'm having fun, but it's stressful. And obviously, like, I'm going out, so I want to look extra nice. And the fact that my bag hasn't arrived, I need to make sure that my makeup is the best thing about me because I really don't want to even talk about it. So I've got some mascara on my bottom, like my bottom, under the skin there, This, I really like this. Actually, this is Kevin Aucoin. Kevin Aucoin. Kevin Aucoin. I think that's how you pronounce it, Kevin Aucoin. But I bought that and it came from America and I really like that. I saw a beauty influencer using that and I bought it instantly. So I'm just going over with my usual Kiko. And then I'll clean that eye up after. Since he wants to be such a pagan, I'll clean that eye up after. Okay, one more time. But yeah, guys, like, do you think this looks coming together? But yeah, like, I don't think you know. I feel like I still look very, very questionable. But I'm just trying, guys. I'm just trying to, like, get this all done and look cute, you know what I mean? But I don't know if I am coming together. Because I can't really see. It's weird doing, like, your makeup and everything like that and, like, looking into a camera. Whew. You see that? That's actually the makeup look. And now it's just a matter of putting, like doing setting, not setting, like doing setting spray again. And I'm going to do, like, just a bit of setting spray. I don't want my face to be too shiny. Especially on my nose bridge. I don't want it to be too shiny. But I'm really feeling this makeup. Like, I really like it. But I'm wondering if it's just... Is it too plain? I don't even know. I'm going to make it sweetie. Yeah. We're just going to set one more time from afar. I'm not going to make it too wet this time. Ooh. I'm flagging with... I got this with a book, but, you know, it's not a book, so it's not as disrespectful. Forever is never... No, it's not even... That's not how it goes. Almost is never enough. Oh, I really like this. And then I'm just going to line my lips now. Ooh. My favourite lip liner ever is from Kiko. And it's in the colour 321. I think I want to overline my lips today. Let me do it in this. Go in with my MAC lipstick in the shade 312 and it's called Impulsive. And then I'm going with another lipstick. And it's another MAC lipstick, and it's called, I think it's Naturally Transformer. It's like a nudie color, and that's in shade, yeah, there's no shade. It's called Naturally. To add more color. I like that. I'm gonna go in with some powder on my forehead again. But before I put my lip gloss on, I want to just sculpt my face out a bit more. And I'm going to be using the Hoola Toasted, the Benefit Cosmetic bronzer. Well, I don't even know. Is it called Hoola Toasted or just Toasted? I don't even know. Toasted, Hoola Toasted, whatever. Did that add anything? I don't know. I don't know, but I'm really digging this look, guys. So to top everything off, so I'm gonna highlight quickly, and I use a highlighter. I've got like a couple highlighters, but this is my favorite one. I've got a MAC highlighter. Do I have a Fenty? No, I don't have a Fenty highlighter, but my favorite highlighter is a Ken Beauty highlighter, and this is a high gleam powder. So it's a powder highlighter in Sugar Beam, and I've been using this for years. I don't go anywhere else. I just use this one. It's one of my favorites. Like sometimes I use my MAC one, but this is my favorite highlighter, and I only actually use this on my nose. Oh shit! Someone turn the lights on. Sometimes I'll put it on my lip, my lip, but today I'm just not feeling that, so I just won't do that. And then we're gonna go in with one of my favorite lip glosses, which again is a Ken Beauty lip gloss, and it's in Brown Sugar. Sometimes I would use my Nectar lip gloss by Ken Beauty, but I think, should I do 2 lip glosses today? I think I'm going to do 2. I'm going to put this one on, and I'm going to put a Kiko one on. So it's my Ken Beauty lip gloss in Brown Sugar. Oh, guys. Honestly, this is my favorite, one of my favorite lip glosses. It's just so pretty. So pretty. Ooh. Ken Beauty. And then I think I'm going to go in with my Kiko. Should I go in with that one? I've got a load of Kiko ones. What is that? That's in 02. I think I'm going to go in with some Kiko just in the center in the shade 02. Let's see if that looks good. Just the bright in the center. And that's it. That is my makeup look, guys. I really like this makeup look. I actually snapped today. Okay, Hena. What did I tell you guys about wanting to pay my rent? I knew you were a bad bitch, but I didn't know you were a bad bee. Okay, sis. Okay, I really like this look, guys, and I like the way the hair looks on me. I still have to like curl it up a bit more, but I'm really feeling this. I'm really feeling this. Ooh. All right, guys. I'm gonna go and get ready, but that's basically it for my publishing chat for this round. There's a lot going on in publishing at the moment, and there's a lot that I want to say about the industry, but I feel like I'll just do a couple get ready with me's where I'm just doing publishing talk, and they're going to be spaced out, but this one is just like an introduction to how I got into publishing and what I do. I have a lot to talk about the publishing culture. I've got a lot to talk about when it comes to diversity in publishing and the different ways you can apply and everything like that. But if you cannot wait, obviously drop me a message, whatever, and I'll answer you as well as I can. But I'm gonna go and like curl my hair a bit more and get myself together, put my clothes on. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Mwah! Love you guys. I can say love you guys now. I do. You guys are family. You're family now. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.